پیدا کنید بعد شماره‌چو پیدا کنید
شهر لندن اسم شهر رو چی؟
کانسلا What's the name of the city?
We're in Purfleet.
Purfleet this is no city, this is a port. Yes?
Nimsa. This is north in England, yes?
This is a port, yeah. I mean, I have a map.
Holland goes to London.
How long from here to London? On the You guys have been here since yesterday morning?
Yeah.
Okay, and you've been at the
Just
terminal?
today.
I think that's amazing. Why did you come here?
It's because of the problem.
Where do you go now?
So maybe
It's a hard
next time.
And did you come in one of these? You come in one of these containers?
Yes. You painted the design all the container, yeah?
20 days.
3 days, complete people don't eating and don't.
just a little chocolate for eating. A little chocolate and some bottle of water for drinking. No more. You can see all of the leaves. It's dry.
Oh.
Excuse me, I thought you was leaving. I'll put the camera on, so I don't know what you want to do about it.
It's only that we get the press trying every trick under the sun to take photos. You only have your work for it if you're a student.
And make all that to take the pictures of what we love you to take pictures. Okay? And don't you do this anywhere else or somewhere else. You will ruin it for your content. No, I can't. I will have to.
They throw back over the fence in the States.
You know, and here I have someone who comes in and takes pictures, and then you could sell them to TV companies and use them. No, I'm not saying you would, but that's why I do not want pictures, because I do not want anyone to do this. That's not fair, is it? Yeah? But can you guarantee that you erase the picture? No? If you want to take another picture of the turtle, they are hopping into trailers on the other side. We just take the trailers off the ship, and all of a sudden someone cuts a hole in the tarpaulin, and 40 people come out of the trailer. And then people keep blaming us. What can I do about them? Can I shoot them? No, I can't. I'm not allowed to. They didn't say that. No one can hear them. Okay? Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry about that, but
I would like you to imagine that you are living in the prison and to tell me how is it to live in the prison?
I was in there. I was in there 2 years ago.
You've been there?
Yeah, terrible. Been there on and off for in the late 80s. I was in there for a year on remand. They've changed it a lot now. Like they've got toilets in cells, but you're still locked up 23 hours a day. You know, you vegetate. It's from a prisoner's point of view. There's a lot of young officers in there. You know, they want to make a name for themselves. You know, it's medieval. It's an old prison. It's been there for years, and that's the way it'll always be. The prison officers aren't worried at all who they put each other in with. They could put anyone. You know, you just told to go in that cell, and that's it. What last year? I was in there last year for a probation order, but I've served a very long time before. I've served a long sentence before. You know, from 1988 to 1995. So I do know what prison systems are like, you know. Well, the long one.
Yes.
Oh, robbery years ago.
Robbery.
This was years ago, yeah. Ken Libedinsky. No, I didn't vote for mayor. No. I do vote, yeah, but I vote for Labour. I'm a painter and decorator, yeah. Yes. I was, but I got it 5 minutes late and I was refused entry. No, I can't go into details. No, it was in North London. It was in the mid-80s. I got a very long sentence for it, yeah. No, it didn't help me, no, not
It
at all.
didn't help at all.
When I came out, it was like being in a time warp. Not a lot, it depends who you are, you know. And I guarantee you to be stuck in Pentonville prison for most of that sentence. Yeah, I did. I've done a computer course and I studied a lot in the gym. I come out a qualified PTI, physical education instructor. It depends what prisons you go to, you know. They're all different, everyone's different. I was in there to be punished, and that's his punishment, you know, being in prison, that's his punishment. There's a saying, you know, there's always a couple of bad apples in the bunch. Yeah, you can touch each other, hold hands, or can't really express your feelings sitting on a table with 100 people around you. Junction visits, they get abroad, but not in here, not over this country, no.
Right.
At the moment, I can tell you exactly what they're doing in there, you know, the timetables and all that.
Yeah.
You know, they're probably getting ready for tea now, 4 o'clock or whatever. They've got a couple of workshops in there where people will sit around packing spoons into cases, you know, and they get paid a minimum, I think, £4 a week for that. From 3 till 4 you're allowed on the exercise yard. That's a little tiny yard where you all walk around in circles. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's right, as if you are crazy. Or if you're not crazy, it'll drive you crazy.
Yeah.
You know, the day finishes at 4 o'clock in there for a prisoner. I've lived here most of my life. I don't like it at all. Too much grime, too much exhaust fumes and things like that. London's finished now. And I did notice, first thing I did notice when I come out of prison was as soon as I got back into North London, where we are now, was the fumes. You know, all the car fumes and the grot and grime. And suddenly, you know, suddenly hits you. Okay, no, it is okay, yeah. Yeah, I do know him from when he was with Greater London Council. Dobson I don't like because he's, I don't know, I just don't think he's got a lot of going in. You know the best time to talk to the prisoners, right? See in the mornings, I'll tell you this now, see in the mornings, about 10 o'clock to 10:30, they let the prisoners out.
Right.
Do you know where they let them out from? They ran right at the back here, the back gate.
Yeah.
That's where they let the prisoners out in the mornings. Every morning they release some prisoners.
Sí. Ito lang, bisa namin yun. Ayuda.
Okay, what I am doing is fragmenting the prison into 4 different prisons. A remand prison in this wing, as it exists today, a convicted prison in this one, a pre-release prison here, and an open prison here. Every different prison has a different boundary. Yeah.
Right.
As when you're closer to freedom, your prison expands. And you're closer to sports, a culture, and a work center. So half is used by the city,
And
half is used by
the
yes.
prisoners.
So this would be like the walk of the prisoners through the city.
Interface the prison system so that it can accommodate people from outside and people from inside. If that interface can accommodate culture, sports, and any other facilities, the positiveness that prisoners feel, it's going to change not only the prisoners, but the community as well. The prison system has been there for ages, and then our culture is changing. Our culture is not fixed. So like if the interface, the prison interface kind of accommodate all these changes in our culture, it would be a good benefit. The proposal in general, I give it 8 out of 10. Yeah.
How are you doing? Yeah, the Argentinian guy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm proposing to put a roof. Villa, are you from London? Could you wave your hand to say goodbye?
What we tend to have is a problem whereby the prisoner stays his entire time in the prison, those that do, and we probably have about 2,000 per annum that stay their entire time, and we release them onto the street. Prison gate shuts behind them and then they're on their own again. I'm trying to set up systems whereby we can bring the community into the prison, rather like you're doing with your workshops there, but I'd never thought of doing anything like that, to be honest. And make contacts with prisoners on such things as accommodation, on such things as education, on such things as housing, prior to them being released, so that there is actually a continuous interface through the wall, and thereby we don't have this shock of release. And at the moment, release for a lot of prisoners, it comes as a shock, which is what you're trying to avoid here, sir. I know that route so well. Mr. Livington would be welcome anytime. As a community prison, as envisaged by Lord Wolfe, I would have it around about 8.
Certainly, I think, makes a lot of sense for prisoners to be as near to their communities as possible. So I think in that way, in terms of its interpretation of this report, it's spot on. And I like the wings for the different categories of prisoner. And I like the idea of facilities that can be shared between different categories. Although we don't have any responsibility for it in planning terms for prisons, I think it's something that we may be able to allude to in the SDS. I'm sure we'll be adding our voice and our concerns, and we'll obviously be citing some of the things you suggest. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
away from your face.
Took it on himself to think all of a sudden we don't want any more pigeons here. Pigeons, there's a lot of bad press, which is all uncalled for. It's not true. It really isn't. What we're trying to do is make people like pigeons. Try and change the attitude.
And they are really fat pigeons, these ones, no? They are very well fed. Look at this.
So he's fluffed himself out, you see. He's not always like that.
Yeah.
He's lovely, isn't he?
But this one is really fat.
I know.
Look at this.
If you stop the food suddenly, they just die. Which they have done when the pigeon feeder was away short time. I mean, pigeons are so helpless.
Helpless?
Yes, they are. Yeah. They depend entirely on us. No! You stop me. I've got to get permission from the GLC.
Silly, really?
I mean, it's a free country, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
All I said up was this. All our evidence showed that the number of pigeons would increase to consume however much food was put down. As you reduce the food, there will be less pigeons. But I just merely say this. On that basis, you would oppose us taking measures to deal with the rat problem in London. Because they are a lot more intelligent than the pigeons, but they do pose a threat to health.
Well, I think there's always going to be a certain amount of pigeons in Trafalgar Square. No one can, hope to banish pigeons altogether from Trafalgar Square. And I think many people accept them as a clear part of London life. Absolutely. I don't think Ken will be rushing to comment on pigeons many more times. It's not just been about the formal legal powers, it's actually been about influence.
Bernard, can I ask you a few questions?
No disrespect, but I'm letting it die at the moment. Let them make a decision.
پیدا کنید بچه شماره‌شو پیدا کنید
شهر لندن اسم این شهر گفت چی؟
کانسلا What's the name of the city?
We're in Purfleet.
Purfleet. This is no city, this is a port.
Yes? Nimsa. This is north in England, yeah? Yes?
This is a port, yeah. I mean, I have a map.
How long is to London?
How long from here to London? On the You guys have been here since yesterday morning?
Yeah.
Okay, and you've been at the terminal?
Just today.
I think that's amazing. Why did you come here?
No, it's because of the problem.
Where do you go now?
So maybe it's a hard next time.
And did you come in one of these? You come in one of these containers?
Yes. You're planting this and the other container, yeah?
20 days.
3 days, complete people don't eating and don't.
Just a little chocolate for eating. A little chocolate and some bottle of water for drinking. No more. You can see all of the leaves. It's dry.
Oh.
Excuse me, love, I thought you was leaving.
I'll stand up with the camera on, so I don't know what you want to do about it.
It's only that we get the press trying every trick under the sun to take photos. You don't have your work for it if you're a student.
And make all that they take pictures of what we really love you to take pictures. Okay? And don't you do this anywhere else or someone else. You're ruining for your content. No, I can't. I'm not in touch with it.
They throw back over the fence in the States.
You know, and here I have someone who comes in and takes pictures, and then you could sell them to TV companies and newspapers. No, I'm not saying you would, but that's why I do not want pictures, because I don't want anyone to see this. That's not fair, is it?
No, I'm sorry.
Yes? But can you guarantee that you erase the picture? No? If you want to take another picture of the turtle, they are hopping into trailers on the other side. We just take the trailers off the ship, and all of a sudden someone cuts a hole in the tarpaulin, and 40 people come out of the trailer. And then people keep blaming us. What can I do about that? Yeah. I shoot them? No, I can't. I'm not in trouble. He didn't say that. No one can be in any. Okay? Thank you.
All right, I'm sorry about that, but that's to be done. All right.
I would like you to imagine that you are living in the prison and to tell me how is it to live in the prison.
I was in there. I was in there 2 years ago.
You've been there?
Yeah. Terrible. Been there on and off for in the late 80s. I was in there for a year on remand. They've changed it a lot now. Like they've got toilets in cells, but you're still locked up 23 hours a day. You know, you vegetate. It's from a prisoner's point of view. There's a lot of young officers in there. You know, they want to make a name for themselves. You know, it's medieval. It's an old prison. It's been there for years, and that's the way it'll always be. The prison officers aren't worried at all who they put each other in with. They could put anyone. You know, you're just told to go in that cell, and that's it. What last year? I was in there last year for a probation order, but I've served a very long time before. I've served a long sentence before. You know, from 1988 to 1995. So I do know what prison systems are like, you know. Well, the long one,
yes.
Oh, robbery years ago.
Robbery.
This was years ago, yeah. Ken Libedinsky. No, I didn't vote for mayor, no. I do vote, yeah, but I vote for Labour. I'm a painter and decorator, yeah. Yes. I was, but I got it 5 minutes late and I was refused entry. No, I can't go into details. No, it was in North London. It was in the mid-80s.
No.
I got a very long sentence for it, yeah. No, it didn't help me, no, not
It
at
didn't
all.
help at all.
When I came out, it was like being in a time warp. Not a lot, it depends who you are, you know. And I guarantee you to be stuck in Pentonville prison for most of that sentence. Yeah, I did. I've done a computer course, and I studied a lot in the gym. I come out a qualified PTI, physical education instructor. It depends what prisons you go to, you know. They're all different, everyone's different. I was in there to be punished, and that's his punishment, you know, being in prison, that's his punishment. There's a saying, you know, there's always a couple of bad apples in the bunch. Yeah, you can touch each other, hold hands, or can't really express your feelings sitting on a table with 100 people around you. Junction visits, they get abroad, but not in here, not over this country, no.
Right.
At the moment, I can tell you exactly what they're doing in there, you know, the timetables and all that.
Yeah.
You know, they're probably getting ready for tea now, 4 o'clock or whatever. They've got a couple of workshops in there where people will sit around packing spoons into cases, you know, and they get paid a minimum, I think, £4 a week for that. From 3 till 4 you're allowed in the exercise yard. That's a little tiny yard where you all walk around in circles. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's right, as if you are crazy. Or if you're not crazy, it'll drive you crazy.
Yeah.
You know, the day finishes at 4 o'clock in there for a prisoner. I've lived here most of my life. I don't like it at all. Too much grime, too much exhaust fumes and things like that. London's finished now. And I did notice, first thing I did notice when I come out of prison was as soon as I got back into North London, where we are now, was the fumes. You know, all the car fumes and the grot and grime. It suddenly, you know, hits you. Okay, he's okay, yeah. Yeah, I do know him from when he was with Greater London Council. Dobson I don't like because he's, I don't know, I just don't think he's got a lot of go in him. You know the best time to talk to the prisoners, right? See in the mornings, I'll tell you this now, see in the mornings, about 10 o'clock to 10:30, they let the prisoners out.
Right.
Do you know where they let them out from? They round right at the back here, the back gate.
Yeah.
That's where they let the prisoners out in the mornings. Every morning they're releasing prisoners.
Sí. Todas las personas que hay,
Mm.